This video did not exist in your universe until you directed your attention toward it. Think about that for a moment. Out of millions of possibilities, your consciousness collapsed the quantum wave to bring you exactly to this message, right at this very second. We are going to explore the hidden mechanics of the observer effect and how the quantum field responds to your deepest state of being. By the end of this video, you will completely understand your true power as the creator of your reality, especially during the darkest chapters of your life. Tell me, have you ever felt that right before a massive positive change, everything in your life seemed to completely fall apart? To understand what is happening to you, we must first look at the invisible world. The universe is not made of solid matter. It is a vast, vibrating web of energy known as the quantum field. In this space, every possible version of your life, past, present, and future, exists simultaneously as a wave of probability. Nothing is set in stone until a conscious mind observes it. But observation is not just looking with your physical eyes. Observation is an active, dynamic process of projecting your beliefs, emotions, and expectations into the field. You are constantly broadcasting a frequency, and the field acts as a mirror, reflecting your internal state back to you as physical events. When you truly grasp this, you realize that life is not happening to you, life is responding to you. Let us talk about the illusion of rock bottom. Have you ever noticed how the most chaotic moments in your life often precede your greatest breakthroughs? This is not a random coincidence. What you perceive as rock bottom is, in quantum terms, a massive destabilization of your current timeline. When everything falls apart, your energy field becomes fluid. The rigid structures of your everyday reality are broken down, creating a temporary opening in the fabric of space and time. Most people panic when this happens. They desperately try to glue the old pieces back together, completely missing the cosmic opportunity right in front of them. But what if I told you that this chaos is exactly what you need to jump to a higher reality? In this state of flux, your consciousness is no longer bound by the predictable patterns of yesterday. You are standing in the void, the space of pure potential, where all future possibilities exist simultaneously. This is the ultimate canvas of creation. The intense emotional pressure you feel is actually raw, unassigned energy waiting for your command. If you can shift your perception and see the breakdown not as a punishment, but as a necessary clearing, you instantly detach from the lower frequency. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. Instead, you step into the role of the master architect, ready to design the next phase of your existence. This brings us to the mechanics of a quantum choice point. A choice point is a specific intersection in time and space where timelines diverge. The hardest moments of your life are precisely these choice points, magnified by intense emotional energy. The universe is essentially pausing the program and asking you, who are you going to be now? If you react with fear, anger, or despair, your observer effect collapses the wave of probability back into the old, familiar patterns of suffering. You lock yourself into a loop of the same experiences, just with different faces and locations. However, if you choose to respond differently, if you can maintain an inner state of peace and unwavering faith while the outer world is storming, you perform a quantum leap. You signal to the field that you have outgrown the old environment. By refusing to let external circumstances dictate your internal frequency, you force reality to reorganize itself around your new state of being. The universe has no choice but to match your vibration. This is the true alchemy of the soul. You are taking the lead into the gold of a higher dimension simply by changing how you observe the challenge. You must understand why pain amplifies your magnetic field. In the language of the universe, emotions are the magnetic charge that pulls experiences toward you. Thoughts are the electrical signal, but emotions are the magnetic draw. During a crisis, your emotional energy is incredibly high. You are radiating a massive amount of power into the quantum field. The problem is that most people use this amplified power to manifest exactly what they do not want. They focus so intensely on the betrayal, the loss, or the failure that they program the field to deliver more of it. But what if you could hijack this emotional intensity? What if you took that raw, burning energy of heartbreak or frustration and redirected it toward a vision of your ultimate success? The field does not judge whether your emotion is positive or negative. It only measures the amplitude, the sheer force of the vibration. When you learn to detach the story from the feeling, you are left with pure, potent fuel for manifestation. By consciously combining an elevated emotion, like gratitude for a future that has not happened yet, with a clear intention, you turn your pain into a manifestation laser. You use the very energy that was meant to destroy you to build a bridge to your highest destiny. Here is where the observer effect becomes a tool of profound transformation. In quantum mechanics, a particle behaves as a wave of infinite possibilities until it is observed. The moment you look at it, it freezes into a single point in physical reality. Apply this to your life. Your future is a wave of infinite timelines. When you are going through a dark night of the soul, you are tempted to look constantly at what is going wrong. You check your bank account with anxiety. You obsess over a person who left. You analyze your physical symptoms with fear. By doing this, you are observing the lack. You are forcing the quantum field to keep producing the reality of lack. To shift your timeline, you must become a master of your attention. You must withdraw your observation from the three-dimensional illusion that is crumbling and place it entirely on the invisible reality you are creating. You must walk by faith, not by sight. When you stop looking at the problem, you literally withdraw the energy that was keeping it alive. The problem begins to dissolve back into a wave of probability, making room for a new physical manifestation to take its place. Let us explore the phenomenon of collapsing the wave of trauma into triumph. Many of you carry deep wounds from the past, believing that these scars define your future. But from a metaphysical standpoint, the past does not exist. It is a memory stored in your brain, an energetic imprint that you continue to activate in the present moment. Every time you relive a traumatic event in your mind, your body produces the same chemical reactions as if it were happening right now. You are biologically locking yourself into a past timeline. To break free, you must use the observer effect to view your past from a higher vantage point. When you look back at your hardest moments and extract the wisdom, the strength, and the resilience you gained, you literally change the energetic signature of that event. You stop bleeding energy into the past. You collapse the wave of trauma and extract the pure light of experience. This is how you take back your power. The moment you are grateful for the lesson, the trauma loses its grip on you. You realize that everything happened for your ultimate expansion. This radical shift in perception instantly elevates your frequency, catapulting you onto a timeline where you are untouchable by past pain. Have you ever experienced a sudden, intense feeling of déjà vu during a difficult period? This is not a glitch in your brain. In the realm of quantum psychology, déjà vu is often a sign that you have successfully merged with a parallel timeline. It is a moment of synchronicity, where your current consciousness aligns perfectly with the consciousness of your higher self, who has already lived through this challenge and overcome it. When you feel déjà vu, it is a cosmic wink from the universe. It is the field confirming that you are exactly where you need to be and that you are on the right track. Instead of feeling confused, use that moment as an anchor. Breathe into it. Acknowledge that a part of you already knows how this story ends, and it ends in victory. The hardest moments often trigger these bleed-throughs from other dimensions because the veil between realities becomes very thin when you are under pressure. Your soul is trying to remind you that the physical reality you are stressing over is just one tiny fraction of the grand, multi-dimensional game you are playing. Relax into the knowing that the script has already been written and you are the one holding the pen. The greatest trap you can fall into is reacting to the three-dimensional hologram. Your physical reality is a delayed reflection of your past thoughts and emotions. It is old news. When you are going through a hard time, you are essentially walking through the graveyard of your past manifestations. The biggest mistake you can make is to react emotionally to this dead energy. When you react, you create a new cycle of the exact same energy, guaranteeing that your future will look just like your past. This is why the hardest moments are the ultimate tests of your mastery. Can you look at a bank account with $0 and still feel wealthy? Can you look at a broken relationship and still feel whole and loved from within? If you can, you have cracked the code. You have stopped letting the outside world control your inside world. This is the definition of a quantum shift. You must become completely unreasonable in your faith. You must observe the contrast, acknowledge it without judgment, and then stubbornly return your focus to the reality you are building in your mind. The hologram will eventually catch up to your new frequency. It is a physical law. As you begin to hold this new frequency, you will notice how the universe tests you. Just as you are about to lock in your new timeline, something will usually happen to trigger your old fears. An old ex will reach out, an unexpected bill will arrive, or a sudden conflict will arise. Do not be discouraged by this. This is the quantum field asking you for confirmation. The universe is saying, are you sure you want to let go of the old reality? Are you truly vibrating at this new level? This is your final exam. If you fall back into your old patterns of reacting, getting angry, or feeling like a victim, you fail the test and slide back down into the old timeline. But if you can look at the trigger and say, no, I am not that person anymore. I choose peace. I choose trust. Then you pass the test. You literally sever the energetic cords to the old version of yourself. These tests are not sent to punish you. They are sent to solidify your new neural pathways and strengthen your energetic field. Welcome them, observe them neutrally, and use them as stepping stones to your new reality. During this transition, synchronicity becomes the feedback loop of the quantum field. Synchronicity is when the external world perfectly mirrors your internal state in a way that defies mathematical probability. You might think of a rare word and then hear it on the radio 5 seconds later. You might decide to forgive someone and immediately receive a completely unrelated piece of good news. These are not random accidents. They are breadcrumbs left by your higher self. They are physical evidence that your internal shifts are successfully altering the fabric of reality. When you are going through a hard time, you must become a hyper-vigilant observer of these signs. Celebrate every tiny synchronicity, because whatever you appreciate, appreciates. By focusing on these magical occurrences, you train your brain to look for miracles instead of threats. You expand the channel through which the universe can deliver blessings to you. Synchronicity is the language of the divine, reminding you that you are entirely supported, seen, and guided, even when everything around you looks dark. To master these choice points, you must cultivate the art of neutral observation. When pain or chaos strikes, the ego immediately wants to label it as bad. The ego loves drama because it creates a false sense of identity. But the soul knows that every event is inherently neutral. It is only your judgment that gives it a positive or negative charge. Neutral observation is the ability to witness the collapse of your reality without attaching a story of doom to it. It is stepping back and saying, "Isn't it interesting that this is happening? What is this trying to reveal to me?" When you remove the judgment, you remove the resistance, and what you resist persists. By remaining neutral, you allow the heavy energy to flow through you and exit your field, rather than trapping it in your body as trauma. Neutrality is a very high frequency. It is the frequency of the eye of the hurricane, calm, centered, and powerful, while the storm rages around it. From this place of neutrality, you have total clarity to choose your next move, rather than reacting blindly out of fear. A crucial step in locking in your future timeline is reclaiming your energy from the past. Every resentment you hold, every regret you harbor, and every person you cannot forgive is an energetic leak. You have left pieces of your consciousness scattered across past timelines. When you are facing a massive challenge, you need all of your energy in the present moment to make the quantum leap. You cannot jump to a new reality if you are energetically chained to the old one. Forgiveness is not a moral obligation. It is an energetic necessity. It is the act of calling your power back to the here and now. When you truly forgive, you sever the energetic umbilical cord that connects you to the painful event. You take your life force back. Imagine a deep breath pulling all of your scattered light back into your heart center. As you do this, you will feel a literal, physical lightness. You are untethering your ship from the docks of the past, finally ready to sail into the infinite ocean of the future. Reclaim your energy and watch how quickly your reality transforms. Let us talk about the concept of the void, or the 0 point. After a major life structure collapses and before the new one manifests, there is a period of nothingness. The waiting room, the void. This is often the hardest part for human beings to endure. You have done the inner work, you have changed your frequency, but the physical world has not caught up yet. You feel completely isolated, as if nothing is happening. But I promise you, the void is where the magic is being formulated. It is the darkness of the womb before birth. In quantum physics, the 0 point field is the state of lowest possible energy, but it contains all the information of the universe. When you are in the void, you are in the 0 point field. You are being reconfigured at a cellular and energetic level. Do not rush this process. Do not try to force things to happen out of impatience. Surrender to the stillness. The void is not empty. It is pregnant with infinite potential. Use this time to rest, to visualize, and to deeply internalize your new identity. When the time is right, the new reality will burst forth with unstoppable momentum. How do you consciously lock in this new timeline? It requires a total commitment to your new state of being. You cannot just visit your new frequency in meditation for 20 minutes a day and then spend the remaining hours stressing and worrying. To lock in a timeline, you must memorize the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You must walk, talk, and breathe as the version of you who has already survived the storm and achieved the goal. You must put on this new identity like a suit of clothes and refuse to take it off. This takes immense focus and discipline. When a negative thought arises, you must catch it immediately and replace it with your new truth. You must curate your environment, the music you listen to, the people you speak with, to support this new frequency. When you sustain a specific vibration for a prolonged period, it becomes your baseline. The quantum field recognizes this sustained frequency as your permanent address, and it begins to deliver circumstances, people, and opportunities that match it. You literally pull the future into the present moment. This is when the manifestation of unexpected miracles occurs. When you have successfully navigated the choice point, held your frequency through the triggers, and surrendered to the void, reality begins to bend in beautiful ways. The solutions that appear will not come from your logical mind. They will come out of nowhere. A chance encounter, a sudden inspiration, an email out of the blue. This is the quantum field bypassing the limitations of linear time and space to deliver your desire through the path of least resistance. These miracles will shock you, but they shouldn't surprise you because you ordered them. You created the energetic mold, and the universe simply poured the physical matter into it. When these miracles start happening, it is crucial that you acknowledge them and feel profound gratitude. Do not brush them off as mere luck. Acknowledge your power. Say out loud, "I created this." This reinforces your belief in yourself as a conscious creator, which in turn makes manifesting your next desire even easier. You become a living, breathing vortex of positive manifestation. What is actually happening in your physical body during this process? You are rewiring the neural pathways of your brain through quantum focus. Neuroscience proves that nerve cells that fire together wire together. When you are in a crisis, your brain wants to fire the old circuits of panic and survival. But by using your conscious will to focus on a different outcome, you force new neurons to connect. You are physically changing the structure of your brain. The more you focus on the vision of your future, the stronger these new pathways become, until the old pathways of fear atrophy and die. You are literally upgrading your biological hardware to support a higher dimension of consciousness. This is why the inner work is so tiring at first. You are fighting against years of biological programming. But as the new pathways solidify, it becomes effortless. You no longer have to try to be positive, you simply become it. Your body is no longer living in the past. It has biologically become a map to the future. This is the true meaning of biological ascension. Why do 99% of people fail at this critical juncture? Because they are addicted to their own suffering. Suffering is a known entity. It is familiar, and the ego prefers familiar pain over unknown joy. When the universe offers them a choice point, they unconsciously choose the drama because it gives them a sense of significance. They want people to feel sorry for them. They want to play the victim because it absolves them of the responsibility of being the creator. But you are not in the 99%. You are watching this video because you are ready to drop the victim narrative forever. You understand that taking absolute responsibility for everything in your life is the only way to gain absolute power over it. It is not about blaming yourself for the bad things that happen. It is about recognizing that your consciousness is the only authority that can change them. Step out of the crowd. Release the need for sympathy. Embrace the radical responsibility of the creator and watch how quickly the universe bows to your new level of authority. We must discuss the physics of letting go. Letting go is not giving up. Giving up is a low-frequency state of defeat. Letting go is a high-frequency state of profound trust. It is the realization that your ego mind cannot possibly orchestrate the infinite variables required to bring your dream to life. When you hold on too tightly to how or when something should happen, you are introducing the frequency of doubt and control into the field. You are strangling the manifestation. In quantum mechanics, observing a system too closely can actually freeze its evolution, a phenomenon known as the quantum Zeno effect. You must state your intention, feel the reality of it, and then completely release it to the higher intelligence of the universe. You must detach from the outcome. Be perfectly fine whether it happens tomorrow, next year, or in a completely different way than you imagined. This absolute detachment is the ultimate signal of faith. It opens all the doors and removes all the friction, allowing the universe to deliver your manifestation with breathtaking speed. Imagine meeting your future self in the quantum field. Close your eyes for a moment and visualize the version of you who is standing on the other side of this current hardship. Look at how they stand, how they breathe, the calm confidence in their eyes. They are not stressed, they are not worried. They are radiating peace and abundance. That version with you already exists right now in the quantum field. They are broadcasting a frequency back through time, trying to guide you. Every time you follow your intuition, every time you choose courage over fear, you are tuning into their broadcast. You can consciously communicate with this future self. Ask them for guidance. Ask them how they self are facing today. The answer will not come as a loud voice, but as a silent knowing, a sudden urge, or a flash of inspiration. By continually merging your current awareness with the frequency of your future self, you collapse the time and space between you. You stop becoming them, and you start being them right now. This is the art of translating the invisible into the physical reality. Everything you see around you was once an invisible thought. The chair you are sitting on, the device you are watching this on, they all began as an electrical impulse in someone's mind. You are the portal through which the unmanifested becomes manifested. Your current struggle is just the raw material. It is the clay waiting for the sculptor. Do not curse the clay. Do not complain that it is messy or heavy. Put your hands into it and start molding it with your focused intention. Use the power of your word. Speak your reality into existence. Do not speak about how bad things are. Speak about how great they are becoming. Words are acoustic magic. They send vibrational shock waves through the ether, commanding matter to align. Be impeccable with your observation, your emotions, and your speech. You are not a tiny, insignificant human struggling against a massive universe. You are the universe, expressing itself as a human, learning how to consciously guide its own evolution. This brings us to the final shift from victim to ultimate creator. The hardest moments in your life are not stumbling blocks, they are launching pads. They are the exact quantum choice points where you get to decide your cosmic destiny. When the pressure is immense, the potential for expansion is equal. Remember that you chose this incarnation. Your soul knew exactly what challenges it would face, and it knew it had the immense power required to overcome them. You are waking up from the dream of powerlessness. You are remembering how to use the observer effect to collapse the waves of chaos into a masterpiece of a life. Every time you hold your light in the darkness, you not only shift your own timeline, but you elevate the collective consciousness of the entire planet. You become a beacon, a living proof of what is possible when a human being remembers their divine nature. Stand firm in your power. Observe the old world crumbling and smile, because you know exactly what you are building in its place. But what if I told you the ultimate truth? You are not just a person existing in reality. You are reality itself, observing itself from a specific point of view. The outer world is simply the skin of your inner world. Every hardship, every tear, every moment of despair was a precise quantum mechanism designed to push you into this exact realization. You are the observer, the architect, and the master of the field. By changing your observation, you change your past, present, and future simultaneously. Thank you for tuning into this frequency. If this transmission resonated with your soul, subscribe to the channel and leave a like to amplify this energy. To lock in your new timeline right now, write this activation phrase in the comments below. I am the observer, creating my reality. I want to hear from you. What signs or synchronicities have you noticed in your life recently since your reality started shifting? Share your magic in the comments.